Okay, so this is the Explore Lab for chemical reactions. So I'm going to start off. My first chemical is calcium chloride. Don't need a whole lot, so I'm just going to put a little bit in my bag. And I'm going to mix it with water and see what my results are. So I've got my lab sheet over here. And I'm going to put 2 droppers of water. I know our instructions say that we're going to put this in a little condiment cup and put it in there, and take the lid off. But if I were trying to really weigh the mass and make sure the mass was the same, I would be doing that. So what is happening, you can see my solution is turning this milky color, and it is really hot to the touch. Okay, so I've done this reaction in class, and it goes up about 10 degrees Celsius, and 10 degrees Celsius is a pretty big increase. So from about 20 degrees, which is around 70-ish, to about 30 degrees, which is somewhere in the mid-80s. So that's calcium chloride mixed with water. So now I'm going to mix calcium chloride with vinegar. So I'm just going to put a little spoon in there. And I'm going to add some vinegar to it. And again, I'm just going to add about 2 pipettes of vinegar. And seal that off. Okay, and just kind of mix that. So it's getting warmer. I don't know that it's as, maybe it is. It's kind of increasing in temperature now. So it's dissolving, and again, I've got that milky color. So it looks like it's going to turn a nice clear color. So it's that means it's getting fully dissolved in there. So if I sat there and fooled with it for a few minutes, I could probably get that one to go clear. All right, so then I'm gonna move on to my next solid, which is magnesium sulfate. Okay, magnesium sulfate is Epsom salt. Really good for sore muscles. Also a nice laxative, just in case. All right, so I'm gonna mix it with water. So, ooh, pretty cold. So that tells me that if I put Epsom salt in my bath water, it's gonna take my temperature down. And nice and cold, and it's dissolving. And that's really about it. A nice little drop in temperature, and probably get it to where my water's pretty clear. It's a little bit cloudy right now, but if I sat there and stirred that up for a while, that's gonna turn a nice clear color. Okay, then I'm going to try magnesium sulfate, excuse me, with vinegar. So again, I'm gonna put 2 droppers. Let's see if I can kind of keep those a little bit separate before I start to close that lid, that zipper. All right, so I'm mixing those together. Not a whole lot of difference. A little bit of a temperature decrease. And really what I would expect here is a little bit of a color change, just a very slight color change. I'm seeing a little bit of cloudiness. I'm not really seeing the color change that I would expect. So it should be turning like a yellowy color when it reacts with the acid and the vinegar. So I'll check that one again in a few minutes. I'm gonna lay that one to the side. All right, the next thing that we're gonna mix with is, whoops, I was short a spoon, but that's okay. I'll just kind of eyeball this. Just a little bit of washing soda. So I'm gonna mix the washing soda with some water. This makes a nice little solution. If you mix this up and get it really nice and mixed, and then go add some magnesium sulfate water in it, you can make it look like a snow globe. So it makes a nice precipitate when you mix those two liquids together. All right, so I've got a very slight temperature increase, not a lot, just a little bit warmer, and a pretty cloudy substance, okay? And that's just really about all it does, not a whole lot there. But that temperature increase still is gonna tell me that I had a chemical reaction. All right, so I'm gonna mix the sodium carbonate, or the washing soda, with vinegar now, and just see what happens there. Oh, and it's already fizzing. So you see that bubbles up pretty good. So vinegar and washing soda, obviously we have an acid and a base mixing, because that's when we get a nice big reaction. Looks like I'm getting a little, some little solids out of there. So nice little temperature increase, and lots of fizzing. Doesn't produce a whole lot of gas. I have some that will produce a lot more than that. Okay, so now I'm gonna add some citric acid. This is used for canning. It's a pretty safe substance. I'm gonna mix it with some water. Woo! And it turned cold, really, really cold. Not a whole lot else happens out of that. It's cloudy right now, but it looks like it's gonna get in there and become solid. It is. I mean, I'm sorry, not solid, full liquid, clear liquid, so completely dissolved. Okay, so now I'm going to add citric acid again, and I'm going to mix it with vinegar this time. Woo, another temperature decrease. This one gets colder than that last one. This one almost feels like ice. So very big drop in temperature. And this one's staying pretty cloudy. Actually should turn to a yellow color also. So I'm gonna put this one to the side with this other one that I was looking for yellow in, and I'm still not seeing yellow in that one. However, we do know that in a lab situation, now this one is, actually looked like it had a little bit of gas in there. So we know in every lab situation, not everything's always gonna come out right. That's why you do labs multiple times. So, that is, excuse me, all for this side. So, if you'll cut the video